Hey, let me ask you something. What if I told you that some of the greatest breakthroughs in health, longevity, and even mental clarity don't come from what you eat, but from what you don't eat? Now, before you run in the opposite direction screaming, oh no, she's going to tell me to starve myself. Hang on, okay? Hang with me here because fasting is not starving. Fasting is something humans have been doing for thousands of years, not just for physical health but for spiritual growth, for discipline, and for healing inside and out. And since we are in the Lenten season, let's talk about it, okay? Because fasting is biblical. It's been part of Christianity since the very beginning. Jesus himself fasted for 40 days and 40 nights before he began his ministry. Bible's full of stories of fasting, not just or not for weight loss or vanity, but for renewal and transformation and drawing closer to God. But here's what most people don't realize. Fasting isn't just spiritually powerful, it's also biologically powerful. Science is finally catching up to what ancient wisdom has always known. Today, we're going deep into why fasting works, how to do it safely, and how it can completely change the way you think about food, energy, and health. And yes, by the end of this episode, I'm going to give you a challenge. Not a 40-day Jesus in the wilderness challenge. Don't worry. I'm not here trying to make you pass out in the desert, but a very doable and still very effective fasting challenge that'll allow you to experience the benefits without freaking yourself out. So, if you've ever been curious about fasting or maybe even scared of it, this episode is for you. Let's get into it. The history of fasting, why humans have always done it. So, here's what's crazy. Fasting is one of the oldest health practices on the planet, but somewhere along the way, we lost touch with it. Think about it. Before modern food production, before grocery stores, Uber Eats, and 24/7 snacking, people naturally fasted because they were trying to just deal with what they had, right? They weren't trying to be trendy. Food wasn't always available, right? They would go hours, even days without eating, and their bodies just generally adapted. Okay. So in the Bible, fasting wasn't a suggestion, it was a way of life. Moses fasted for 40 days before receiving the Ten Commandments. The people of Nineveh fasted as an act of repentance. The early church fasted regularly to seek wisdom and guidance. But it wasn't just Christians, okay? Ancient Greek philosophers, Hippocrates, Plato, Pythagoras, all fasted because they believed it led to mental clarity and better health. Buddhist monks fast every day as part of their spiritual practices. Even outside of religion, fasting is always been a way for the body to heal itself. And now we have scientists who dug deep into the details, breaking it all down for us. So, what actually happens when you stop eating for a little while? Let's talk about it. Here's what's wild. Your body's designed for fasting. When you stop eating, your body doesn't want to freak out and start shutting down. Instead, it gets the important message and switches into repair mode. At about 12 to 16 hours, your body runs out of glucose. So it starts burning fat for energy. This is called ketosis. If you've ever heard of the keto diet, that's what they're trying to force. Fasting does it naturally. At about 18 to 24 hours, your body activates autophagy. And this is where things get next level. Autophagy is your body's built-in cleanup crew. Okay. It finds old damaged cells, toxins, junk, breaks it down, and uses it for energy. This process is linked to anti-aging, disease prevention, even protection against neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. So if you push past that 48-hour mark, you activate apoptosis. This is where your body literally destroys weak or damaged cells and replaces it with fresh new ones. And this is why fasting is linked to lower inflammation, better blood sugar control, a stronger immune system, even a longer lifespan. But here's the thing, fasting only works if you do it right. And most people get it very, very wrong. So here are the biggest mistakes for fasting and how to avoid them. Okay. Um, let's talk about what makes fasting miserable. Because I know some of you are thinking, I tried fasting once and I felt like I had a hangover. Okay. That's because you probably made one of these mistakes. Okay. Mistake number one, fasting while dehydrated. Well, if you've been drinking alcohol or just not drinking enough water, fasting will wreck you. You'll get headaches, fatigue, and feel like you got hit by a truck. Okay? The fix. Hydrate properly before fasting and stay hydrated with clean spring water or distilled water with added electrolytes. I personally like Ultima electrolytes. Shout out to Dr. Hunt for the allergen tips. Mistake number two, eating a high carb diet before fasting. Dude, if you load up on pasta, bread, and sugar before fasting, your blood sugar will crash and you're going to feel shaky, sick, and hangry. What's the fix? Reduce the starchy carbs a couple of days before fasting. Okay. Focus on protein, lots of healthy fats. Mistake number three, not getting any electrolytes. Let's talk about this again. When you fast, your body flushes out sodium, potassium, magnesium. If you don't replace them, get ready for the migraines, the muscle cramps, the fatigue. Some people even develop kidney stones. This is not a joke. The fix, use electrolytes. Use the electrolytes with no sugar, no artificial sweeteners, no junk ingredients. Start at Costco, but like you don't have the best electrolyte options. If you feel weird, throw a little half teaspoon of salt on your tongue. Trust me, game changer. Okay. And whatever you do not break your fast with a giant meal. Ease back into it with simple, nourishing whole foods. I'm a fan of like sardines and olive oil, sliced cucumbers, but you do you, okay? The simpler, the better. Get these right, and fasting becomes energizing, not exhausting. The fasting challenge. All right. So if you're feeling intrigued, here's your challenge. Try a short-term fast and see how your body responds. Start with 12 hours. Just stop eating after dinner and push breakfast a little bit later. If it feels good, go for 14 to 16 hours. And if you want the full experience, try a 24-hour reset. One full day, dinner to dinner. Just hydrate, get your electrolytes, and ease in properly. Cool? Ah, so fasting's not about starvation. It's about renewal. Spiritually for Christians, especially in this Lenten season, it brings discipline and clarity and connection with God, a heart of repentance and renewal, strengthened self-discipline and obedience, reminder of Christ's sacrifice, and a recalibration of your body, your mind, your spirit. And it brings us back to all the physical benefits for your body to reset and heal. Listen, I get that we have barely shaved the surface of this topic. So my hope is that you're inspired enough to do your own research, to continue to learn and grow and give it a try. See for yourself how much you can benefit from fasting. So are you in? Try it. See how your body responds. And let me know how it goes. If you see some profound improvements, send me the story. I would love to talk about it in a future episode. And hey, if you liked today's Stormcast, remember to click the subscribe and notification buttons. New episodes drop every Friday. So I'm Coach Angela. Thank you again for showing up today, and I'll see you next time on Holistic Stormcast. Bye bye.